But the start of school year next year is the 27th of August. We have a pre-registration here in this exact facility on the 10th and 11th of May, and we will have all the schools from Wiesbaden down here to take registrations for those families that are moving up to Wiesbaden. So when you hear about the pre-registration in Wiesbaden in April, don't worry, don't panic. You do not have to go to Wiesbaden. We will take your registrations on the 10th and 11th of May here at the Village Pavilion for all three schools. Just one caveat. Heineberg Elementary and Alcom Elementary, your assignment for housing probably will not be known until you actually move up there or get close to moving up there. So register for Heineberg. If you find later that you are going into the Alcom housing area, all you have to do is call Heineberg Elementary School and we will move your records over to Alcom. If you're in temporary building at the new lodge that we just saw, and you know you're going into Alcom housing, we have transportation from that lodge to Alcom School. So don't start at Heineberg and then have to switch. We want you to start in the school that you're going to be in. So that's just that one caveat there. You can also register at any of the schools anytime during the summer. Obviously, the pre-registration helps us plan the number of teachers, classrooms we need, so we urge you to come during these scheduled registration times. Sometime in August, and this will be clearly publicized, there will be new student orientations and school open houses. Those dates will be coming sooner. We will work with the schools there to provide some opportunities for those people that know they're going to Wiesbaden to actually go up to Wiesbaden. We'll get a bus, you'll get an idea of what the schools look like up there, and take tours besides the normal school orientations at the beginning of the year. Next slide. These are the current enrollments at the four schools in Heidelberg. Very similar to the schools that used to be here in Heidelberg because we've closed Mark Twain. But Alcom is somewhat similar to the Mark Twain School, if you remember those. So right now we're looking at 701 at Heidelberg, Alcom at 205, Wiesbaden Middle at 384, and the high school at 413. From Roger's slides, you saw that there's a huge amount of construction. Well, the schools aren't left out. There's about $175 million of funds to build new schools in Wiesbaden. So the new high school is well on its way to being completely replaced. The middle and elementary school, Heidelberg and Wiesbaden Middle, will be replaced in the next few years, and we'll do some major renovations to the Alcom School. Right now, we currently get lots of questions about school capacity. Right now, the projected enrollments for next school year are 223 for Alcom, 920 for Heidelberg Elementary, 570 for Wiesbaden High School, and Wiesbaden Middle School at 453. I don't think we'll reach those numbers, but we wanted to be out in front of the population. We do not want to have your kids have changes after they've started the school year. So we've projected overcapacity for this year because we know the rest of USER is coming up and then following year and will grow into that size. But I want to put aside some anxieties about people that are staying here in Heidelberg. The quality of the programs of the Heidelberg schools will not decrease because of the decrease in enrollments. We will maintain the same number of quality programs, same AP classes, all the arrangements, all the sports activities, all the clubs, all those things will continue because the schools in Heidelberg for this last year of 12-13 when we close the door, these schools are still robust schools. They're going to be good-sized schools, so you don't have to worry about the programs at the schools. Next slide. It's very important as you move up, especially for those folks that are going to be living on the economy, that you go to the housing office and make sure you understand where the bus zone, feeder zone is for the Wiesbaden community. We've worked very hard with the garrison and the housing office to expand this zone. So out on the table between the two big maps at the entrance of this room, there's a printout. It shows the map of the greater Wiesbaden area, a black outline of the feeder zone, and then you flip over that, it lists town by town every school that we provide bus service to. So please look at that, work with the housing office. If you have school-age children, or they will become school-age children, that you get inside an area that we provide bus services to. The POCs for the school bus office are on this slide here. They'll be posted, obviously, when you see the repeat of this program later online. Next slide. These are the numbers. You can contact me at my office and email address. Please don't wait till you get there. If you have a question, contact me directly. If I can't answer it, I'll get you in contact with the wonderful school principals at the schools. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm Chaplain Demeen. I'm the Wiesbaden Garrison Chaplain. Very proud of our religious services and our ministry team. The picture you're looking at here is the Milan Missionary Choir who sang in January. They are a choir that we've brought in 3 years in a row. They have sang at the Carnegie Hall 10 times, and they're just very, very skilled and very good. They're an orchestra and choir. So they're singing in the Heidelberg Chapel here, which seats about 650 people. Next slide. These are our two chapels in Wiesbaden. We have the Heidelberg Chapel and the WAF Chapel. These are the time and locations of each service. All the services are well attended and dynamic. We have, of course, a strong Catholic service, traditional service, and a strong contemporary service in the Protestant realm. Okay, next slide. These are our adult ministries that we have going. A couple I want to point out is the MOPS program, which is Mothers of Preschoolers. We started that about 3 years ago. We're up about 80 mothers meet every other week. Mothers mentoring mothers. It's a very good program. Another thing is the Financial Peace University, the Dave Ramsey. We partner with ACS, offer a financial program, 14-week financial program. We have about 68 people right now enrolled in that program, helping couples address debt and those type of things. So, a lot of the programs are ongoing programs that you also have here too, the PWOC and the Protestant Men of the Chapel and the Catholic programs. Okay, next slide. So our children ministry and student ministry. Awana is a faith-based children's program. We have a midweek program run about 100 children. Strong Sunday school programs through all the services. Cadence student ministry is a student ministry that addresses both the middle school and high school, and they do mission trips and those type of things with the kids. The Chatterbox is a coffee house that's open all week long for the kids. The Cadence student ministry runs out of the Chatterbox. They serve Starbucks and those type of things. So it's a nice place for the kids to come and to receive a good mentorship and a place to talk about issues. Okay, next slide. This is my point of contact, and I will be in the back after this for anybody that has any questions. Okay.
Good afternoon. I'm Sharon Mosley. I'm the Director of Human Resources for the Garrison, and I have a few highlights concerning in-processing for the Garrison into Wiesbaden. Slide, please. For in-processing, all the soldiers that are moving from the Heidelberg area into Wiesbaden will in-process using a modified in-processing brief and checklist. We'll make this as simple as possible for you. There are 3 briefs that are required. That's the finance, housing, and TRICARE briefs, and we have coordinated to have all those briefs presented at the same time at 13:30 daily. So the first day of your in-processing, you will get these briefs. Also, the medical briefs are conducted on Wednesdays. In order to be sure that you've received all the pertinent information you need for in-processing the community, we'll provide packets to you that contain specific information that would have been presented in the other ITC briefs. And you also have the opportunity to attend other briefs if you would like to. As far as attaining a personal mailbox, we need a copy of your orders or your SF-50 assigning you to Wiesbaden, and of course an ID card. You can attain a mailbox up to 90 days in advance, as long as we have this information. However, to attain your combination for your box, we will have to have the sponsor come in and sign for that combination. If the sponsor is not available, we can accept a power of attorney as well. I would like to make a note here and bring out that the facility is undergoing a renovation, which will start sometime this summer. However, we have plenty of mailboxes available currently, and that the facility is also conveniently located on the airfield. It's a less than 12-minute drive from any of the other outlying areas, such as the housing areas and Mike's Castell Storage Station. Next slide, please. This is my contact information. However, I also have Mr. Ron Chandler with me from the mailroom. He's here and can answer additional questions concerning closing out your mailbox here in Heidelberg, redirecting your mail, and any other concerns you have about attaining a mailbox in our facility. I also have Ms. Hatley, my Military Personnel Division Chief, with me today, and we'll be in the back and can answer additional questions perhaps about in-processing with us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Jonas Sullivan. I'm here representing the Civilian Personnel Advisory Center. Here you have a picture of our beautiful building. Our offices are actually located on Mines Castell. When you come into Mines Castell Storage Station, it's the first building on the right. It's fairly conveniently located. Next slide, please. What we've learned going through the fifth signal move is how important it is to work in close coordination with the Heidelberg CPAC. For this particular move, we've established a joint team to make sure that there is nothing missed in the transition. We have members from both teams here today that you can speak with after the session. PCS orders for all employees will be prepared locally for convenience, and the temporary quarters subsistence allowance for outgoing will be processed locally as well. All other HR activities, for all intents and purposes, will remain the same. If you're a selecting official, there will be no change in the process. Sunny Asabo will be the local point of contact to take any questions that you have, and if she can't answer them, we will get to the answer to you as soon as possible. Next slide, please. The Wiesbaden office will process any pay advances for employees upon arrival. All of the inbound TQSA claims will be done by the Wiesbaden office. I would like to also point out any allowance changes that you will be doing related to the move will go to the respective offices. If you are stopping your living quarters allowance and your post allowance prior to departure, it will be done by the Heidelberg office. When you arrive in Wiesbaden and you're coming out of temporary quarters, it will be our office, of course, that will process your living quarters allowance for your new house or apartment. All of the other HR support services, for instance, voluntary leave transfer program, priority placement counseling, management employee relations, or disciplinary actions will be handled by the office at the geographic location where you are currently. When you move to Wiesbaden, it will be handled by Wiesbaden. The point of contact that we have established for the Wiesbaden office is Michi Petri, and her information is on this slide. Next slide, please. We have a very robust NAF staff, our happy NAF staff. NAF at the Entertainment Center, which is new, has almost a monthly on-the-spot hiring fair. We have continuous NAF vacancies, and they're on the slide for you: Child and Youth Program Assistants, Custodial Worker, Food and Beverage Attendant. Their vacancies are also posted on USA Jobs. And if you are currently a NAF employee, you have a family member that's a NAF employee, it is possible to have a non-competitive transfer. You just have to contact the local CPAC and ask for information, and again, will be available after the session for you. Rena Alston is going to be the Wiesbaden POC for the NAF office, and her contact information is here as well. We want to assure everybody here that the lessons that we've learned from the fifth signal move were instrumental in how we're moving forward. And we pretty much believe we have everything nailed down to make this as painless as possible for all concerned. So we are looking forward to everybody coming up to Wiesbaden, or what will be Clay Caserne, and would be happy to answer any questions you have at any time. We're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Mona Ruger, Garrison Public Affairs Officer. What public affairs brings to the community, and especially, of course, to our newcomers from Heidelberg and surroundings, is connecting community members to services, to programs, to events, to resources through information. And we also like to connect people, the people on post with the people off post and vice versa. So what I want to do is tell you how you find out about what's going on in the wider Wiesbaden community. Next slide. And first I want to start with our more traditional means of communication. We have a very good Garrison newspaper that has won many awards. We brought a bunch. They're out in the lobby if you want to take one with the Herald Union. And this newspaper is also available online on our website and is getting updated almost daily. A lot of content in there, including travel stories and things to do if you're looking for opportunities and information there. We have a community information channel, and there's not only PowerPoint slides, but also a lot of photographs that we take throughout the community and video. We work with AFN, obviously, very closely, and post a lot of information out, get information out through the radio, through TV. We get on AFN every week for a little show on what's coming up for the weekend. And the most important takeaway, however, is probably the website address, not hard to remember, wiesbaden.army.mil. That's kind of our overarching means of communication, our portal to everything else that happens in the community. You have all the services on the website, and zooming in to the website on the next slide, we have a special section dedicated to newcomers, all the services and all the information that may be particularly interesting for you as a newcomer is posted there. And a lot of history. Berlin Airlift was mentioned earlier, very closely associated with Wiesbaden. All the directorate agencies have a presence on the website, lots of photos. And as we go to the next slide, you see some of the more recent addition to our menu of services. I've been playing with social media, get a lot of interaction on Facebook. If you'd like to take a community tour of about the last 2-3 years, you can look through our Flickr database. We post photo collections almost on every event that we cover throughout the community. And one communication product that I want to mention, our Things to Do. It's probably one of those that we get most feedback on, because once people are settled in their homes, they like to discover the area and the surroundings. And what we do every week is try and collect as much event information that's happening off post, in addition to all the wonderful things that happen on post, but give people an opportunity to translate information, anything from sports events, concerts, to festivals and shopping Sundays, and everything that happens both in Wiesbaden and also in the Rheingau area or a little further away. Put that in a Things to Do newsletter posted on the web. So every Thursday, Friday, you can check out what's happening the next weekend or next couple of weekends and get some inspiration on what you could do with visiting family or friends over the weekend. And that pretty much concludes what I wanted to share with you. So most important takeaway, wiesbaden.army.mil. Everything else we do, you find on there, including the newspaper, even the community information channel. And on the last slide, you see our contact information. We're located on beautiful and exciting Wiesbaden, ever-changing Wiesbaden Army Airfield. And we are happy for to answer any questions that you might have, or also to discuss any ideas that you might want to bring to us, any stories you might want to cover. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Don Meyer. I'm the Chief of Housing for Wiesbaden Garrison. It's a pleasure to be back down here in Baden-Württemberg in this great community. Before we get started, I'd like to point out one thing. At the end of the session, there's a table at the back. I brought down some of the housing staff from Wiesbaden. I brought my HSO Chief, Victor DiMarzio. He'll be back there to answer your on-post housing questions, so if we can't get it here, we can definitely get it back there. I also brought down Ms. Peterson from our contractor, who handles off-post housing, and she'll be able to answer questions in off-post housing as well. So we'll be here to answer your questions. Our goal and our job is to make the transition here from Baden-Württemberg to Wiesbaden to your new home as safe, smooth, and easy as possible for you and the family. With that being said, next slide. Just a little general information, a little ground rules, is that as we move forward, the most important thing from this slide is if you're coming to Wiesbaden and you're going to live in our community, come to the housing office. It doesn't get any easier than that. We can address all the issues: on-post housing, off-post housing, bachelor officer quarters, senior enlisted bachelor quarters, the full gamut for housing that you have here. We can address it up there. But in order to address your needs and make sure you get the right stuff, we need to see you at the housing office. So before you enter into any leases, you talk to any MOBians, you talk to any realtors, we ask that you come to the housing office. One thing I would like to point out is that unlike here in Baden-Württemberg, where they have a large amount of senior enlisted bachelor quarters and bachelor officer quarters, we don't have those in Wiesbaden. So our senior enlisted soldiers that are on a single tour, or bachelor officers, most of you will be going off post. So it's crucial that you come to the housing office and contact us so we can get that set up. Next slide, please. This is just a breakdown of the map of where the housing areas are in comparison to the city of Wiesbaden. As you can see, close to the Air Force Base, everything is a little bit of a drive. Ockham Housing has about 327 units in it. Crestview runs about 472. Hannenberg with about 542 units. And right now on the airfield, we're building those 326 new homes. So we have a large diversion and dispersed housing area, and I think we can fit your needs. Next slide, please. To give you a little breakdown of how the areas look from a map view, this is the Ockham housing area. You'll see some of the pictures of our quarters. And what I want to show you on the upcoming next slide is what some of the interiors look like as well. Next slide, please. As you see here, this is Crestview. This is a lot of junior enlisted and company-grade quarters, stairwell-type living. However, they have been, as Roger pointed out earlier, have been renovated. We put in new kitchens, new hardwood floors, new bathrooms, those type of things to increase the quality of life and make things a little bit better for the families and increase the square footage. Next slide, please. The Hannenberg housing area. Not only did we look at doing stuff inside the houses, we also put in new playgrounds outside the housing area to increase the quality of life and things for the children there, because those are the future. That's where we're moving to, and we want to be able to take care of the families as we move forward. Next slide, please. As we move on to WAF, currently right now we have very little on-post housing on WAF. We have some duplexes. We have some single soldier housing units there, about 700 that we currently use. And we do have some junior enlisted stairwell. Next slide, please. But this is what we're getting ready to move into, 326 units from junior enlisted all the way up to general officer housing, as Mr. Gerber pointed out earlier. You'll see down the bottom left the senior officer single homes. And then in the top right corner, our junior NCOs, senior NCO, company grade homes, and a picture of the new kitchens that have gone into them. These are state-of-the-art houses with the best amenities in them. They are really, really nice. Next slide, please. However, if we can't meet all the capability that we have to have for on-post housing, we can leverage off-post housing. And we provide a full-service off-post housing to meet the needs of the community that are moving up to us. As was stated earlier, we did meet with the city yesterday, had a nice sit-down. They are very, very interested in renting to us, and we're going to leverage against that market. We utilize the same system that they use here in Baden-Württemberg, the Automated Housing Referral Network, better known as AHERN. If you're registered with Baden-Württemberg, you just need to go in and change the city section to Wiesbaden, and you can already start looking at our listings. From there, we will work so that we can set it up so that you can start looking at housing units. Normally, you have to be in the area before we can start doing it, but we will set it up so that we can take like one phone call, get you set up to come up, look at a unit, and then we can work from there where you can start looking at more units. Civilian support, when it comes time for civilians to move from Baden-Württemberg to there, we will still provide the same support that Baden-Württemberg provides down here. When it comes to your entitlements, as was pointed out earlier, CPAC, those Department of State's entitlements for LQA, TQSA, or reimbursement of MOBian fees, we ask that you contact the local CPAC that's servicing you to make sure you cover your right entitlements and make sure that you're authorized to receive those. Everybody who's receiving the LQA, whether government or OHA if you're off post, we will provide through our centralized management furnishings warehouse, we will provide appliances, washers, dryers, refrigerators, those type of items, just like you have down here in Baden-Württemberg, we can still provide those up there. Next slide, please. As Mr. Roll had pointed out from schools earlier, the slide is a little bit busy, so I just want to break it down for you. The red circle is a 25K radius from the center of Wiesbaden out. The black solid line, that is the school bus zone that Mr. Roll referred to earlier this afternoon. As you can see, we have a large population inside the Wiesbaden area. Each one of those blue circles on the map represents the total number of families in that area, and we took it down to show up to 4 families in an area. So as you can see, right almost in the middle of Wiesbaden, we got 968 people living off post in that area. So we tried to leverage the school bus zone and leverage that area so that we can increase the amount of off-post housing we can get, so that if families come up and they have children, we can get them in the school bus zone. One of the things we were doing in addition to that is with the Automated Housing Referral Network with Ahern, we're going to list in the remarks section if the unit is not in the school bus zone. So if you're looking for a unit that you have children and you have to be in the school bus zone, when you pull that up, please look in the remarks section. It'll state right there, not in the school bus zone. It'll make it a little easier for you as you start to do your selections. Next slide, please. Housing POCs, this is how you get hold of us. On the table in the back, we also have an information sheet that has all this information on it, plus the contact information. Please do not hesitate. The sooner you engage us, the sooner you contact us, the sooner we can get things started and make your transition to Wiesbaden as smooth as possible. Next slide, please. And my contact information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Tidwell, commander of the Wiesbaden Army Health Clinic. I've got to tell you that we are very passionate about taking care of those that we are privileged to serve. And it's an honor for me to be here today to be able to share information about the health clinic. Oh, actually, I got to say this, the best health clinic in DLD. So without further ado, next slide, please. I know there's some concerns about what Heidelberg Health Clinic offers versus what the Wiesbaden Army Health Clinic offers. So I wanted to provide you a little comparison and contrast between the two, and I've got a mitigation strategy that's right in the middle. And where you see some of the same services that we offer, the difference is that we do leverage our host station in Longshore Regional Medical Center to kind of step in where we may not have the capability or capacity to provide that service. We have taken some steps to do a gap analysis on our staff to see what we need to do to plus up our services to be able to meet the demands for the health care. Next slide, please. One thing I want to point out on this slide, when you look at radiology, we do have diagnostic radiology, CT, MRI, mammo, and ultrasound that is provided by Host Nation and Longshore Regional Medical Center. There's not too much that you'll see in the comparisons that we don't provide that Heidelberg provides as well. So you're going to get quality service. And when you look at the Comprehensive Accreditation Manual for Hospitals, I use that as our RTEP, accreditation survey for all the hospitals. When we had our accreditation survey from the Joint Commission last April, had 0 findings. So that's just a testament to the safe and quality health care that we provide at Wiesbaden. Next slide. A little bit of information about our clinic hours and how to get access. I can tell you that we do have a priority of effort, and that priority of effort goes to active duty first, active duty family members, and then the others. You can see I've got it stair-stepped on the bottom where it says when to call to make an appointment. Next slide. I do have 4 inpatient liaisons, so if you do have to have care out on the host station economy, these people are accessible to you 24/7. That first number that you see there, 7743, that's an on-call phone number. So you can call any time. If you go to the emergency room, we have information posted at the 2 primary facilities that we use in Wiesbaden, which is HSK and St. Joseph's. We have information there that you can contact the inpatient liaisons, and they can assist you with some of the translation if there's a need for that. I know there's some family members are German as well, but if you are one that doesn't have someone who is bilingual in the family, then by all means use the inpatient liaisons to help you with the interpretation of what's being provided to you and what you need, what the provider's saying that the care plan for you is making sure that you get it. Okay, next slide, please. All right, this is kind of a map showing you where the distances are from the airfield to St. Joe's and HSK. They're very close. I do want to say that if you have a pediatric emergency, HSK is the preferred facility to use for that. And for adult emergencies, St. Joe's is the preferred facility to use. Next slide. That's how to contact me. I do have the supervisor from the TRICARE Service Center here with me today. We got a booth in the back that if you got any information, we can definitely help you out with answering some of your questions and provide you some of the pamphlets that we brought with us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Preston Welch, commander of the Wiesbaden Dental Clinic, one of the premier dental clinics in Europe. We have an outstanding team of providers and auxiliary personnel and are a leader in all measured metrics, including patient satisfaction. Next slide. Currently, we have 6 general dentists, 1 comprehensive dentist, an orthodontist, a pediatric dentist, 1 part-time periodontist, 3 registered dental hygienists, and 2 prophy technicians. Next slide. When patients require specialty care not provided locally, such as oral surgery or a complex root canal, we refer them to specialists in the K-Town area, which is about an hour and 15-minute drive from Wiesbaden. Or we refer to our local host nation providers, which include some American-trained specialists. Patients can also contact us for a list of our local host nation providers and for the contact information about the TRICARE dental program. The telephone number for our TRICARE subject matter experts is also listed on this slide. Additionally, Mr. Larry Jackson, our dental readiness coordinator and wellness champion, will have some TRICARE brochures and other information to pass out during the breakout session. And he can also answer, we get a lot of questions about how to transfer dental records, and he's the subject matter expert on that and can answer those questions. Next slide, please. While the priority for access to care is for active duty soldiers, as it is with all dental clinics within Europe, we are fortunate throughout most of the year to be able to offer appointments for eligible family members. For our retiree population, they are seen on a space available basis, and we offer same-day appointments when we can. Next slide. Our hours of operation are listed above, with active duty sick call in the morning, family member sick call in the afternoon. For after-hour dental emergencies, patients can contact the MP station, who will then contact our dentist on duty. Next slide. I'm available to answer questions during the Q&A and breakout sessions, or please feel free to contact me at the clinic. Thank you.
I'm Captain Deanna Howell. I'm here to talk to you about the Wiesbaden Veterinary Clinic. Next slide, please. One of the most important things that you can do to help us help you is to come in and register your pets. Please do that within 14 days of arrival. Registration is done on Tuesdays on a walk-in basis. You don't need to bring your animal. Just come on in, bring the medical record with you, the vaccine, and any current prescriptions that you have. And there's no fee charged for registering. You guys may be aware of the dangerous dog policy. So Baden-Württemberg is a little bit different from the state of Hessen. I have some information that I'll have in the back for you if you do have a dog that you may think is on the dangerous dog breeder list. There's a few extra steps that you need to do, like registering with the city. And there's also some more information about that listed on the clinic website. Next slide, please. The clinic hours are listed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and also Friday, closed on Thursdays, closed on federal holidays, and the last clinic day of the month also at 11:45 for inventory. Again, you can look at the website if you have more information. If you need more information, there's a variety of pamphlets, including information about other clinics on the economy, kennels, pet stores, anything that you need. And the clinic number is listed on this slide. Next slide, please. The OIC of the clinic is actually Captain Marion Alston, and his number and contact information is listed on this slide. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, folks. Kevin Kegler, commonly referred to as a commissary guy. I got to say, I'm a bit embarrassed. I've been up here an hour and a half. I got like 30 seconds of fame to tell everybody no fears, there is no changes. what you guys are expecting and what you have expected, 11,000 line items, we carry the same thing at Wiesbaden. The building is 60 years old compared to a 10-year-old building. We don't have the elbow room, but we do carry all those products. We like to set ourselves apart from other commissaries, customer service. One of the programs we offer, if your spouse is deployed or newcomers, single soldiers, we throw you in our cars and we take you home. Let us know before you shop. We're all about the community, healthy living. When the students come down, we get every day about 100 students, young adults from the schools. We push the chicken, the salad. I don't necessarily eat all that good stuff, but we're welcome and really happy to have you guys down there. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Lanham. I'm the general manager for the tri-border area. Next slide, please. This is an overview of our facilities in the Wiesbaden area. We've got 22 on Hannenberg on the top there and 13 at WAF, and also 17 down at Mainz-Kastel. Next slide, please. This is a little breakdown of some of the facilities that we have in each of the areas. In the Hannenberg area, we've got the theater and the bookmark. That's a standalone bookmark. Main store, 24-hour express or shop ed as you know it, with gas, and a host of other facilities in there also. And you see the other ones down there also. So next slide, please. This is the exciting part. This is the future of APHIS as we see it in Wiesbaden area. This is going to be a brand new shopping center. So it'll incorporate a lot of the facilities that we have in other areas right now under one roof. It's a $40 million project. It's going to be about 144,000 square feet. And it's currently in design phase. We hope to break ground this spring with a completion date of late 2014. So keep your fingers crossed on that. All looks good on that, though, right now. Next slide, please. There's my contact information. Also with me, I have my Human Resources Manager, Robin Wiseman, and I also have Mr. Stuckman from TKS, the area manager for TKS, so he'll be here to answer your needs on that. And also, we're looking forward to having your family join our family in the Wiesbaden area. So thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're going to open it up for question and answer. We do have some items running in on Facebook. We're going to take a couple questions from the crowd first to tee those up. Again, 4 reminders. Hopefully keeping questions to the end. We answered some of the questions already that you may have had. If we have not, we're going to do that one of 3 ways. We're going to stay here till Colonel Brian DeCoster throws us out to answer questions from anybody in the audience. If you are on Facebook and we do not get to your questions, we will. What we owe you is a complete list of the questions and their answers that we will roll out not only on our website, not only via Facebook, but also out through command channels and family channels. And without further ado, let's open her up for questions, please. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm Ken Perriman. I'm at headquarters UCO G3, Security Cooperation Division. I'm also a member of the Rod and Gun Club, and I noticed that there was absolutely nothing in here that provides for having a Rod and Gun Club up there. So how are we going to get that? I spend a lot of time there. I spend a lot of money there, and generally I go there with quite a number of friends. There's a couple of hundred of us down there that take a great deal of fun in the facilities that they have to offer. So I would ask, I don't have to have an answer right now. There's a lot of other people out there. But what I would ask is, how do you plan to get a Rod and Gun Club with shooting ranges up to Wiesbaden? Thank you.
I'm happy to answer your question. And let me preface my answer by saying that I'm a former president of the Zweibrücken Rod and Gun Club and got my Jagdschein in Baumholder in 1962, so I've been around a long time. We have a great program right now in Wiesbaden that is driven by our Hunting, Fishing, and Shooting Council. Our difficulty is that we don't have a Rod and Gun Club. We don't have a facility that would house a Rod and Gun Club. And to be very honest with you, I don't see a Rod and Gun Club as far as a operating structure that sells weapons and ammunition in the future. I mean, that's just the hard, cold facts of life. Let me point out what we do have is that we use the JTMC range a couple times a month, thanks to their generosity, so that our hunters and shooters can work out there. Obviously, we would like to have a running pig, running rabbit range. We've worked with JTMC. They've given us a price, $440,000. Don't expect one. And I guess the bottom line, as I look at Heidelberg Rod and Gun, which has been around for a long time and has been a great operation, that even with the fact that they have a skeet and trap range, are now finished up last year at a negative $19,000 NIBD. And I can tell you that from my perspective, as much as I love to hunt and shoot, that with the new fiscal reality, hunters and fishermen, other than classes and trips, are basically going to be on their own. I hope I answered your question, sir.
I would add something to that. This is certainly an area that we didn't leave out on purpose. I mean, there are many great services and opportunities in Wiesbaden that, for sake of time, we're not able to cover. So, you know, this is one of those demand items from the community that we're going to have to look at. We have not staffed this fully yet, but we have to look at it from, you know, a community needs perspective, as Dr. Schlosser mentioned. We have to look at it from a business case perspective. So, you know, I'm sure we have not heard the last of this one, but this is one we have to work on. We're going to take one other question from the audience before we go to some Facebook questions. Anyone out there, please? No questions from the ever-shy U.S. Army Europe staff? I mean, come on. Okay, while you all are thinking for some questions, we will then divert to a couple Facebook questions. I think this one will be in the DPW housing area. What a surprise there, Don Meyer. Stand by. Would you happen to know, and this is from Facebook, would you happen to know if we are able to have housing set up first in Wiesbaden before the family moves? We are one of the families, I'm sure, that will be living off-post due to rank. So we are hoping to find a place with the help of housing, then move everybody up there.
I'd be happy to take that question. Actually, it's been sent to me by email quite a few times this week. And with the movement of the garrison and the families to the area, and we have to leverage the off-post, it is possible to locate off-post housing in the economy before you move up there. There's a couple things that we can do. AR 420-1 authorizes the family to remain here in the garrison and on-post housing for 60 days as they do their transfer over to find housing in the gaining garrison. And the way we'll work that is we authorize you to get in and start looking with Ahern now. You can actually walk out of here tonight, go back to your home, get on Google, type in AHRN. It's going to bring up the Ahern website. You can click on it. It'll bring up our listings. Like I said, if you're the first-time user, you just have to create a login and a password. Then you list the Wiesbaden area as your choice, and you can go in and start looking at our area. Once you've seen something that you like, the most important thing is we have to have a copy of your orders. In order for me to actually bring you into the community and to start servicing you, I have to have a copy of your orders. So once you have the orders, we can go ahead and start contacting the landlords and setting up an appointment for you to look at the unit off post. And like I said earlier, we'd like to do it with just because there's going to be a lot of people looking at a lot of units and it's going to be fast-paced. What we'd like for you to do is the first time we'll take one over the phone so we can lock down that unit. Ahern, once you select a unit and say, I would like to look at number 4445, we're going to lock it down for you. The system will lock it down for 24 hours. That means that anybody else comes on to Ahern after you, and after we reserve that unit for you, they will not see it. Now, as with the Ahern rules, how they work is that there are no off-post address, street numbers or house numbers or landlord telephone points of contact listed in Ahern. If you pull up the address list, you get USAG Wiesbaden Housing Office, and that is there for a reason, so that as we go through this competitive market, we don't have 4 or 5 families showing up at a house talking to the landlord trying to cut a deal as people are trying to use the system and do it the right way. So we'll block that house for 24 hours. You come up, we'll make you an appointment, go out, look at the house, tell us whether or not you'd like it. And then what we can do is if the landlord's willing to do this, we can set up the in-check date for the time after you've cleared housing down here. So, for instance, as your family's in housing here, you've already started to work in Wiesbaden, they can stay here for 60 days. You can then leverage the off-post piece, start your contract for the first of the months. We'll say it's the 1st of July. That gives you time where you can clear housing down here, start your OHA on the 1st and move right into the housing and have only a short period of time that you're staying on temporary lodging allowance in the hotel while you're waiting for your household goods to be delivered at the house. And if it's going to be a little while, we can also throw in some temporary furniture to get you over the hump until your household goods arrive. So we can help you out.
Don, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Question from the audience before we go back to some Facebook questions. Anybody? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Dan Hinchin. I want to thank you, sir, for providing a facility for us up at Macaulay Caserne that we're going to move to. I noticed this wasn't addressed too much, so you kind of, it's over in the corner. They did, in fact, provide a facility that's beautiful and furniture and all that there, but there's absolutely nothing else there for us. There's about 100 of us that are moving that way this year. Do we expect to have mail service or anything on that Caserne that would support the people that are going to work there?
Yeah, that's a great question. And in fact, you know, I haven't been everywhere in the Garrison footprint, but I have been to Macaulay twice already. You know, Roger Gerber can probably take you down, you know, the whole of what we expect to be out there, but you are spot on. We've got 100 folks there already. We have more folks that are going to be moving there, and we do not have life support, but we have a lot of capability in terms of infrastructure. This is one of those areas that we are taking on. I don't have an answer for you today. Okay. What I do know is this. That again, we have a lot of great infrastructure capability out there. We know that folks are moving, but the life support piece, I've got meetings with AFES coming up. You know, there's DFMWR that certainly we can leverage on the fitness side. I mean, Macaulay has got a great gym. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. And so there are all sorts of things, not just post office and shop vets, et cetera, that we have to think about with Macaulay. You know, part of it's the fitness piece, and we are not there yet. Okay. So what I will tell you is this. I know it's a concern. I know we're moving people there, and our staff is working it, and we owe you an answer. But the answer ain't going to be nothing.
I appreciate your candid response, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go to another Facebook question. This one is for Dodds, and this is a great question. It says, I have a daughter attending Heidelberg High School. She's only a freshman now. What happens if we haven't moved to our new facility by the end of 2012-2013 school year? Where will these students go to school?
It's a great question.
Great question. Working with the USAG Baden-Württemberg, the housing office, Ms. Hannelore Thomas, who's the chief of housing down here now. And what we will do is we can work out a few things. First, you need to contact the housing office in Baden-Württemberg. That would be your first step to see if you can stay in the quarters and probably put an exception to policy in to retain your quarters until the end of the school year, at which time you could then move to the new, and you wouldn't have an interruption in the school year. That's one possibility, and you could still close out the school year and then move in the summer. Another option would be to contact the Dodd School office and see what they could do to bring you into the community on the other end. There's a lot of factors that are involved in that type of stuff, and they basically have to be answered on a case-by-case basis, and definitely the Baden-Württemberg Garrison has a say in the community if you can remain here or not.
This is Frank Rail, Superintendent. Agree with what was just said. The bottom line is that at June of 2013, we will close all the schools here in the Heidelberg complex. The command from the CG on down, the garrison commanders, have stressed to all the tenant commanders that they need to move those families with school-age kids by the end or that summer of 2013. So that's the plan, and we will deal on a case-by-case basis any holdovers that may remain in this community after June of 13.
Sir, thank you very much. And there is another Dodds question. I think we've already answered this one, but I want to tell anybody listening out there that, again, we're going to post this. Dodds mentioned it. Don Meyer actually showed the graphic. The question is regarding busing for school kids, will that only be provided in Wiesbaden or for the surrounding communities as well? Is there a mile-kilometer radius that is serviced? The answer is yes on the surrounding communities. We briefed that. We showed the chart, and we will post the chart to make sure that either through your questions at Dodds, either for your questions at the housing office, you know exactly which communities can be serviced via bus. So that information is available. Do we have another question from the crowd out there, please?
Hello, sir. It was a question about education. We currently have our child going to off-post education. I want to know if there would be any support that we would get from the Wiesbaden community to help find adequate education for that child based on certain conditions that she may have.
Well, that's a great question, and I'm going to take first crack at this because I'm in the same position. My daughter goes to school off-post here in an international school, and it certainly isn't because of the great education that's provided through Dodds, because that is anything but. It is because we just wanted her to learn a different language. And so we are looking for similar opportunities in Wiesbaden. And, you know, I've had some personal conversations with the Lord Mayor of Wiesbaden about this. We had some conversations last night at the Chamber of Commerce, not just in terms of getting you information about off-post schools, but off-post school activities. That is something that we need to continue to build on. We've got lots of great people that are willing to help us, and we just have to keep pushing that information out through our, you know, as our public affairs officer mentioned, via our website, via Facebook, et cetera. So, you know, in terms of a single point of contact at this point, I'll see if I get any hands, but I think probably the best point of contact today, right now, on some of those opportunities would probably be our public affairs office. Anamona, what do you think about that?
We can definitely check into this. I mean, we've helped people before and established contact with the school, and if you just want to reach out to us, and we can talk on how we can get you more information on that topic.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, let's go back to Facebook for a moment. I think this one is for DFMWR, Dr. Schlosser, and this is from someone that is clearly involved in organizing, running a club. It says, what do I need to do to move the Heidelberg International Wandering Club to Wiesbaden? It's a Volksmarch club. In terms of renewals, bank accounts, CMR authorization, I think what they're looking for here, Dr. Schlosser, is a point of contact, how they can do that.
First, let me say that as an old wanderer, when we used to get fancy medals for Volksmarching, we welcome having a wandering club come to Wiesbaden. We don't have one, and we welcome one. Private organizations are registered and operated under my umbrella, and if you go to the back of the room or if you contact any of the contacts, I will make sure that we get back with you with an actual name and a telephone number and an email address so that you can get in touch with our private organizations. Let me also say that we want to form a ski club, and we're working at that right now. And so if there are any skiers out here, please also contact me so we can start rocking and rolling with skiing. Thank you.
Dr. Schlosser, thank you very much for that. I do want to I want to get to this question before we go back to the audience. This one just came in on Facebook, and this is a question for U.S. Army Europe.